At this time, please welcome the starting defense of the visiting team, the Windsor Dukes. Starting at defensive end, number 51, Sam Close. And at defensive tackle, number 78, Raman Naruzian. At defensive tackle, number 68, Alan McKibben. And at defensive end, number 67, Nils Albert. Starting at linebacker, number 2, Jack Adams. And linebacker, number 7, Samson Satcher. Finally at linebacker, number 24, Brady Smith. At corner, number 88, Lazio Unden. At corner, number 20, Colton Dixon. Starting at safety, number 81, Alex Ben Impirin Benoit. And finally at safety, number 8, Emmett Ward. Welcome head coach Malcolm Allen and the rest of the Dukes. And now, introducing the starting offense for the home team, the Vernon Panthers. At offensive line, number 53, Leighton McMurrick. At offensive line, number 60, Owen Carpenter. At offensive line, number 61, Taylor Swanson. At offensive line, number 73, Kaiden Formanek. At offensive line, number 78, Torval Marchand. Starting at running back, number 20, Aiden McDonald. Wideout, number 9, Jonah Lee. Again at wideout, number 10, Anderson Bicknell. At wide receiver, number 11, Dawson Bond. Finally at wideout, number 14, Jeff Curtis. And your starting quarterback today, number 8, Cole Budgeon. Please welcome head coach Sean Smith and the rest of the Panthers. Officials for today's game are the head referee, Mr. Walter Sarge Becker. The umpire, Barry Moffett. The linesman, Steve McWhinney. The line judge, Drew Parkinson. And the back judge, Kent Taylor. Your 25 seconds operator today is Jason Edge, and your timer is Bruce Hawkshaw.
And with those rousing introductions out of the way this morning, let's get it going from up here in the broadcast booth. I am Justin Morissette. With me once again this week is Jay Prepchuk. And Jay, we were treated to a great slate of games last week on semifinal Saturday. Today, championship Saturday under the dome here at BC Place. And we're kicking it off with the junior varsity AA championship, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, yeah, Justin. This is going to be this is Championship Saturday, finally here. Boy, these guys, these coaches, all the administrators, all the players, obviously have worked so hard to get here, and only 2 teams remaining in each division, and we're going to have a great day, Justin.
We really are. We're kicking it off right here with the Windsor Dukes junior varsity team going up against the Vernon Panthers. And it's a treat to get to watch these guys, even at the JV level, Jay, because you know that you're going to be seeing these names for several seasons to come. For a number of the grade 9s, of course, they'll be back in the JV ranks again next season. But a lot of these kids moving on to the varsity ranks next season. And a great experience for them here under the dome. They've been playing all season for a game like this. And we will find out who the AA junior varsity champion is before too long here.
Absolutely, and it's great to see, you know, all these kids here. A lot of them that I've had a chance to coach over the years, and you know, talking to the coaches all week, they're so excited. You know, they have had to fight through some adversity, certainly with the weather this week. I know Vernon was practicing indoors a little bit this week, and it's great that they are here safely. I know they came down yesterday and stayed in a hotel across the street, and talking to the coach Fitzpatrick throughout the week, and he said his kids are obviously ready, and they've had a great week of practice, and they are ready to play in this championship game against the mighty Windsor Dukes. It's great to see the Dukes and Malcolm Allen, the head coach, back in the dome. Malcolm Allen in his first year as a head coach with the Windsor Dukes program, and we're looking forward to a great game, Justin.
Yeah, of course, we talked, Jay, about the difficulty in getting to a game like this in terms of the teams you have to make it through over the course of a long season and into the playoffs as well. But you're absolutely right. The Vernon Panthers with a difficult time getting to this game, literally, as the snow was coming down again in British Columbia yesterday. But they arrived safely in the Lower Mainland and are here for a big game against Windsor that we are just moments away from kickoff. And Jay, I'm sure you have a good handle on a lot of these players as you're talking to coaches and getting the lay of the land all season long.
Absolutely, and you know, one of the keys to this ball game, Justin, is going to be whether the Windsor defense can really stop that dynamic Vernon Panther offense led by quarterback Cole Budgeon. I've had a chance to work with Cole, and just a great competitor, and he runs this offense for the Panthers, and number 1 in so many categories this year. And again, that's going to be a key to this football game, Justin, is to see if the Windsor Dukes defense can you know, slow down and stop this Panther offense.
We always talk, of course, about maybe some early game jitters when you're playing under the spotlight here in a stadium such as this one. The field, of course, that the BC Lions and every other team in the CFL that comes through Vancouver gets to play on. A thrill for these young players, I'm sure. And we'll see if that creates a little bit of nervous energy in the early stages, as I feel like it often takes some time for teams to find their footing on a stage like this. But it will be the Vernon Panthers receiving as Windsor set to kick off here in just a moment. So they go for an onside kick right out the gate, and that is jumped on immediately by Nate Friesen, linesman for the Vernon Panthers. And I don't think he was expecting to hear his name called over the loudspeaker this early, Jay.
Well, certainly not as a kickoff return artist here, but maybe as somebody that's going to be, you know, opening some holes and doing some blocking for Cole. But very alert play, and giving the Panthers really excellent field position to start this ball game.
As Vernon jumps all over that one, and as you said, they're going to begin this drive from their own 47-yard line, nearly at the halfway mark already. As Cole Budgeon takes a long snap and will hand this one off. The running game getting started early for the Panthers as it's Aiden McDonald trying to run that one up the gut, but he will hit a wall of Dukes, and Windsor able to stop that charge after a gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards on the carry.
Absolutely, and going to be interesting in this football game, Justin, to see exactly, what the Panthers are going to try to exploit here. A little bit of early jet motion and handoff, just a little zone play over the right side of the offensive line.
As they credit McDonald with 4 yards on that play, it's 2nd and 6 now as Budgeon will look to the sky, and his pass is complete to Jeff Curtis, who will move the sticks. A gain of about 8 yards on that first pass of the game for Cole Budgeon, and it's a first down for the Panthers.
And a good read and a good call by the Vernon Panthers, seeing that the Windsor Duke cornerbacks are playing off a little bit. They're just not going to allow anything in behind them, and hitting that curl route. Nice job by Cole. Great timing route. Picking up a big first down for the Panthers to start this ball game.
Jeff, one of 2 Curtis brothers on this Panthers roster. Chris Curtis, a wide receiver as well, as the Panthers go right back to the run game, and it's Aiden McDonald once again. He finds a lot more space running that outside sweep on the right side, Jay, and it looks like that's a pickup of about 7 to bring up 2nd and 3.
And that's a good pickup for Aiden McDonald as he goes over the right side of this Panther offensive line. And, you're going to see a lot of Aiden McDonald today, over 1,500 yards this year. A great season for him, averaging 11 yards per carry.
That was only 6 yards, in fact. 2nd and 4. Cole Budgeon set to take the snap. And he will hand this one off again. This time, the run coming to the left side, as that's Jonah Lee on the carry, and he is wrapped up and brought down after a slight gain of about 1.5, perhaps.
Jonah Lee, another very dangerous offensive weapon for this Panther offense. And you can see again, as the Panthers open this game, they're just a little bit of jet sweep, a little bit of zone play, a little bit of quick pass game. And again, they're just trying to see exactly what the Windsor Dukes are going to give them defensively.
Only one passing play for Cole Budgeon thus far, but it was a complete strike that did move the chains. We'll see what they do here in a 2nd and 2 situation, or rather 3rd and 2, as Budgeon will hand the ball off yet again, and this time the Panthers' run game is stopped for a loss. I believe that was Aiden McDonald yet again, and he doesn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3 yards and bring up 4th and 5.
And there's what usually happens when a team is driving. The defense is going to start to blitz a little bit. So Malcolm Allen, again, a rookie coach, but a very experienced football man, played football at Windsor and also played at Simon Fraser University. Big play coming up early in this ball game.
Absolutely. The Panthers benefiting, of course, from that onside kick. And they're going to go for it here in fine field position. 4th down, 5 yards to a fresh set as Budgeon goes deep in the aerial game, but overthrows that one, and we got flags on the field, which should keep this drive alive. I believe that was pass interference, Jay.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what they're going to call. They kind of got their feet kind of tangled up a little bit. Emmett Smith, the outstanding athlete for, Emmett Ward, the outstanding quarterback and safety for the Windsor Dukes, just kind of got his feet tangled up a little bit with the receiver, number 10, Anderson Bucknell, the leading receiver for the Panthers, and that's going to move the chains, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty and first down for the Vernon Panthers. A little bit of a break there for the Panthers. I think that ball was a little bit overthrown.
Yeah, probably a fortuitous break for sure for Anderson Bicknell, as even if he hadn't been interfered with, I don't know that he would have been able to track that ball down, but they'll go right back to the run game here as it's Aiden McDonald looking for that right side sweep, but again wrapped up behind the line. His last 2 runs unsuccessful. We'll see what kind of loss this one will be, but it looks like at least 3 yards depending on where they decide to place this. Oh, a fortuitous ball placement. They'll say he nearly made it back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know about that one, but a loss of half a yard maybe at best.
A great job by Brady Smith, the outstanding two-way player with the Windsor Dukes, to come up and force that play. And, again, as you say, Justin, really no gain on that play for the Panthers.
Duke's doing a great job defensively here, despite the fact that they did just get tagged with that pass interference call. As Cole Budgeon looks back to the sky yet again, a short pass that is complete along the far sideline. And they're not able, they finally push him out of bounds. Aiden McDonald was the receiver there and dodged a number of checks as he was able to move the sticks on that one and bring the Panthers into a 1st and goal situation. I believe finally forced out just outside the 1 yard line, 1st and goal from the 2.
And you can see by the replay, again, Cole at quarterback is such a poised young man, such a poised individual. Didn't like what he saw downfield, dumped the ball off to his outstanding tailback, Aiden McDonald, picked up a big first down for the Panthers.
If you're Malcolm Allen for the Windsor Dukes, you might not like some of the tackling efforts that you saw along the way there, but you do like what you saw just there as the defense makes another big stop. Aiden McDonald not quite able to find the end zone. We'll see. He is able to gain about a yard, and they are just inches outside the house right now, the Vernon Panthers.
Yeah, one of the leaders on that Windsor Duke defense, Zeke Jackson, did an outstanding job of stopping that run play.
They've been running it throughout this drive. Can they punch it right into the end zone now? As Cole Budgeon takes the snap and goes for a QB sneak, he will cross the plane. And the first score of the day goes to Vernon. The Panthers with an early 6-0 lead. Touchdown, Cole Budgeon.
Yeah, exactly. And when you know the quarterback is going to be under center like that, especially since he's usually in a shotgun formation, when he's under center like that, he's probably going to be sneaking that ball, and that's exactly what Cole did. And again, you know, with that help of that fourth down pass interference penalty, the Panthers were able to drive the ball down the field and score on their first possession of this football game.
I want to give a shout out as well to Torval Marchand, the offensive lineman, who did a good job of pushing his quarterback all the way into the end zone. And it's a big point after kick attempt block from the Dukes as Zeke Jackson celebrates that one. This one will remain a 6-point game with 7:19 to go in the opening quarter.
And a big play, you know, you never know what's going to happen in a ball game. And of course, special teams are important. Both coaches actually mentioned that throughout the week, and Malcolm Allen said that we've got to make 2 big plays on special teams. And even though it's early in the ball game, even though it's still at the 7-minute mark of the first quarter, you can see that a block kick like that with Zeke Jackson coming through and blocking that extra point could be a big play down the road in this football game.
Of course, the Panthers got to start that drive with fortuitous field position from their own 47, so only 53 yards to go to the end zone. I have a feeling that Vernon will not be onside kicking this one to give Windsor the same advantage.
No, exactly. It's, you know, it is always interesting to see the strategy that people have, you know, playing in BC Place as far as their kickoff's concerned, whether to kick it deep, whether to squib the ball, whether to kick it short. So let's see what the Panthers come up with on special teams.
And no disrespect to the Dukes, of course. Nobody's expecting the onside kick on the first kick of the day. But it is the Dukes who will gather this one in from their own 18-yard line in the hands of Samson Sachter. And Sachter is brought down after a gain of about 10 on that carry. Looks like the Dukes set to start this, in fact, from their own 30-yard line, so we'll call that a 13-yard return.
Nice job by the Windsor Dukes to set up a little bit wall to the right-hand side, and they just about got to that wall, but again, a nice play by Jonah Lee to snuff that kickoff return out.
And after the Panthers were able to go all the way down to the end zone on their opening drive, 70 yards right now in front of Windsor as they look to do the same. Xavier Washington falls on the low snap, and that will go for a loss, but could have been a much, much worse, Jay. He's lucky that that was not a loose ball for a fumble.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about early game jitters, and certainly Emmett Ward, even though he was playing safety on the last drive, just a little bit of a low snap, trying to read the defense, and again, just got to calm this Windsor Duke offense down. They lined up in a trips formation, seeing exactly what happens defensively for the Vernon Panthers, and let's see if the Windsor Dukes can get out of this hole at down 15 yards, 2nd and 15.
Second and long, as you said, 15 yards to go for a fresh set of downs as Xavier Washington takes the snap, but we got whistles blown right away. I don't see any flags on the play here, Jay.
That's going to be illegal motion here against the
Oh,
Windsor
my
Dukes.
apologies. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong number there. That's number 8, Emmett Ward, in at quarterback for the Dukes, not number 6. Tough to get a read on the numbers from our altitude up here. My apologies.
Yeah, again, just a little bit of early jitters from the Dukes there. We can see the a little bit of early motion, 2-man in motion at the same time.
That'll walk this Dukes offense back even further. And another flag on the field right off the snap. They're already looking at 2nd and 11. This one's going to go against Windsor again and walk the Dukes back even further. My goodness, not the start to this drive that Malcolm Allen or anyone from the Dukes would have hoped for. This is 2nd and 26 now as Emmett Ward takes the snap. He's got pressure coming, but will roll out of the pocket to the left side. Can he get this ball away? He will. Thrown downfield, and there is a man there to grab it. Oh my, what a reception. Brought in by Samson Sachter, and a desperation play turns the tides for the Windsor Dukes in the early stages of this one. Wow.
Wow, wow is right, Justin, and I tell you, there's an example of such a tremendous athlete. Emmett Ward, one of the best athletes on the field, and boy, I tell you, he just made something happen here. He looked a little Mahomes-ish here, rolling to his left-hand side and was still able to sling that ball 40 yards down the field for a huge play on the first drive for the Dukes.
The fact that he was able to put that kind of power on that pass, Jay, you're absolutely right. Very, very impressive stuff for Emmett Ward, who goes right back to work here. This time he'll hand the ball off for a running play. And they are still going. This will move the chains again. Another first down for the Windsor Dukes. This time, ball in the hands of Brady Smith. And that is quite a carry. Looks like that was, 15 yards at least, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the Windsor Dukes are going to try to get the ball into Brady Smith's hands. Again, one of the most outstanding, another one of the great athletes for the Windsor Dukes. I was fortunate enough to actually coach his dad way back in the 1994 championship right here in this building. He was the number 7, the quarterback for the Dukes, Jeff Smith.
As the Dukes are now some 15 yards away from the end zone. Emmett Ward hands this one off again. They'll go right back to the run with Brady Smith, and Smith able to break a few tackles for a pickup. We'll see where they spot this one. I'm not sure if they're going to move the chains, but it'll be just shy of the first down. That's a 7-yard pickup that will bring up 2nd and 3.
Again, just shows you the athleticism of Brady Smith. Emmett doing a good job of getting that pitch out to the outside. Nice job of blocking, securing that end, and Brady Smith just accelerated, kind of getting the second speed of himself in this big 7-yard gain on first down.
The Dukes are now on the 8-yard line, and if they can get to the 5, they'll get an absolutely brand new, fresh set of downs. But they might not need it. No. Emmett Ward looking to connect with Samson Sachter yet again. That time the ball punched out of the air on a great defensive effort from Vernon.
Exactly. Just running a little crossing route, kind of the inside doubles formation, 2-by-2 formation. Inside receivers running flat routes, wide receivers running post routes, and nice job by the Vernon Panther defense to knock that ball away from Emmett.
And I thought Ward might be looking to the end zone. Who needs a first down when you can get yourself a touchdown immediately? But it is a 3rd down situation now, 3rd and 3 from the 8.
Look for him to come back to Brady Smith on an inside zone play.
Ward takes the snap, and exactly like you said there, Jay, hands the ball right back to Brady Smith as he will cut across field to the near sideline, but get wrapped up at about midfield by the hash marks and come down maybe just shy of the first down. I believe that one will be spotted on the 7.
Yeah, exactly. 4th and 2 coming up, and the Windsor Dukes coming out in a trips formation, and they stacked their 3 receivers to the wide side of the field and took 3 of the defensive backs out of the defensive box there. And again, Brady Smith didn't like what he saw off that right tackle, kind of bounced it outside right into the defenders. Big play coming up for the Dukes early in this game, Justin.
4th and 2. Emmett Ward just got some advice from the sideline before he came back to the huddle. We'll see what he elects to do right here. Big moment in this game, and it's a awkward snap that hits the turf. Ward has to jump on top of it, and the exact way their drive began is how it will end here as well, Jay. big-time heartbreak for the Dukes that they weren't able to get any points out of that one.
Boy, yeah, exactly. And what happens here, Justin, often is that, so many times quarterbacks are in shotgun formation, and when they do get under the center like that, they haven't necessarily always practiced that much, and they're not quite as used to it. Also, the Vernon Panthers were showing a tremendous amount of pressure, bringing their middle linebackers and their 2 inside defensive tackles.
And now it is a tough test for the Panthers, who will begin this drive from their own 9-yard line. And we'll see if they can go the distance yet again. They're off to a hot start. Oh, my! What a pass to begin this drive to Anderson Bicknell. And it was a bit of a short pass, Jay. It's what he was able to do after he gathered it in. The yards after the catch, very impressive on that one.
Great call by the Panthers here, lining up in a trips formation and hitting that bubble screen to the inside receiver. Good job by both of the wide receivers blocking and really opening up a big seam for Anderson Bicknell. A little bubble screen. Great execution by the Panthers.
23-yard gain for Vernon on the first play of the drive. What do they have up their sleeve in this one? As Cole Budgeon takes the snap and will hand it off with a bit of a shovel pass into the hands of Aiden McDonald. He will try for the near sideline this time. But a big stop from the Windsor Dukes as they will wrap him up as he gets back to about the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if there's any gain on that play at all, but if there is, it's about a yard.
Yeah, nice job by the Windsor Dukes defense to not allow a big gain or any gain really on first down on that toss play from the Panthers.
1 yard pickup brings up 2nd and 9 as Cole Budgeon set to go right back to work. He is deep in the pocket to take a long snap. One man in the backfield fakes the toss and will throw it instead. Pass complete to Anderson Bicknell yet again, and Bicknell forced out of bounds, but I believe he got just far enough to move the sticks on that one.
Very well executed and drawn up play by the Panthers in a doubles formation, 2-by-2 formation. The left-hand receivers cleared out, ran seam patterns, and Bicknell came from the opposite side of the field, slot back position on a little dig route, little break in, and Cole did a great job of putting the ball on the money. Big first down for the Panthers.
He needed 9 yards for a first down and wound up picking up 10 as it is 1st and 10 once again, and Budgeon going deep on the pass. That one perhaps a little bit out of the reach of its intended receiver, Jonah Lee. And it will fall incomplete, bringing up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the Panthers coming back with the play that they ran on the first drive, just trying to hit that inside receiver on a little corner route. Windsor Dukes do a good job in their zone defense of covering that play, bringing up a 2nd and 10 for the Panthers.
Now, they weren't able to get a completion on the first attempt on that play either, Jay, but they did get a big pass interference penalty flag, which kept the drive alive. As Cole Budgeon takes the long snap yet again. This time he will hand the ball off into the waiting hands of Aiden McDonald. McDonald able to dodge a few tackles and will come up just shy of the first down. I believe that's a pickup of about 8 yards on the carry. Guy holding the sticks along the sidelines thought they were about to move, but no, that is a 9-yard pickup and brings up 3rd and 1.
And just a little bit of a misdirection play by the Panthers, faking that jet sweep and coming back to Aiden McDonald across the formation with a big pickup on 2nd down for the Panthers.
And credit to McDonald as well, trying to get that ball ahead of him as he was going out, hoping that he could cross that first down threshold, but couldn't get it there. The Panthers will get it here and more. Jonah Lee on the carry, and he is off to the races. Can anyone bring him down? Finally, they do at the 3. But what a rushing effort from the Vernon Panthers, number 9, Jonah Lee, in the early stages of this one.
Oh, again, showing that speed and just, all the different weapons. And when we talked to Coach Brett Fitzpatrick all week, he talked about a balanced attack. He talked about being able to spread the ball around to all his different weapons. And, boy, I tell you, he's got a lot of weapons on this Panther offense. Great job of, again, establishing the run and, really spreading the ball around to all his different weapons.
The tackling player there, number 81 for the Windsor Dukes, that's Alex Benoit Van Ipperen, and he had to leave the game after that tackle. Now lying flat on his back along the sidelines as the Panthers continue this drive. 1st and goal from the 5, though it's Vernon who elects to call a timeout here, perhaps not liking what they were seeing in front of them.
Yeah, good job to call a timeout early in this ball game. Still just under a minute left in the first quarter. If you don't, you've got lots of timeouts remaining, and it's better to kind of just regroup and make sure that you have the play call, make sure you have the snap call all set and ready to go. So, Justin, lots of games in here today. Lots of big, again, folks, if you are coming to BC Place, make sure you do dress warmly. It doesn't seem as bad as it was. I'm still cold a little bit from the Shrum Bowl last night, but congratulations to Blake Nill and Pat Tracy, the UBC Thunderbirds, with a big Shrum Bowl last-minute exciting victory over Simon Fraser. I was right on the goal line. Anybody that didn't see the game, I had a really good shot of the last two plays of the game, actually. Liam Wishart, Kamloops guy, I think playing in his last game for the UBC Thunderbirds, caught a great post pattern on 4th down to put the ball down to the goal line, and UBC scored on the next play of the football game. Big win for Blake Nill and the Thunderbirds.
You're absolutely right, though, Jay. Not nearly as cold, doesn't feel like anyway, into the Dome today as it did last Saturday, but still chilly nevertheless, as the Panthers go right back to work with a rush-in play in the hands of who else but Aiden McDonald, and another big stop from the Dukes defense to keep the Panthers out of the end zone. That was just first down, though. They'll have to do that 3 more times as we're 2nd and goal now from the 4.
Yeah, exactly. And great pursuit by the Windsor Dukes defense. And that's going to be one of their trademarks, is Malcolm Allen was a linebacker for the Dukes, was a linebacker at Simon Fraser University. So that he has coached those linebackers and that defensive squad for the Dukes very well.
See what the Panthers try to do here. It was Cole Budgeon calling his own number on a QB sneak that helped him find the end zone last time. This time, Budgeon looks to the sky, but his pass falls incomplete, bringing up 3rd and goal after another big stop for Windsor in the early stages. 12 seconds left on the clock here in quarter number 1.
Yeah, the exact play that the Panthers ran earlier in this drive, where they just cleared out their left-hand wide receivers, and they brought number 10, Anderson Becknell, across the formation, but the Dukes did a good job of covering that. Outside linebacker stayed home and prevented the catch.
Jack Adams was the defensive coverage, preventing Anderson Bicknell from hauling that pass in. As now Cole Budgeon looks to the sky again. Pass complete, but it comes loose. That ball did find the hands of Jonah Lee, but Lee took a big knock almost immediately and was not able to hang on to it. 4th down situation for the Panthers. Can Vernon find the house, or will they fall victim to a defense exactly like the Dukes were at the other end not long ago?
Great play by Laszlo Undin for the Windsor Dukes, coming off that fade route by the wide receiver and just making a great play to prevent a touchdown. Great play, Laszlo.
Last chance for the end zone here on this drive for the Panthers. 4th and goal from the 4-yard line, but it looks like one of these two teams has elected to call a timeout, and indeed it is the Windsor Dukes with 7 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. And time has really ticked off very quickly here in this one, Jay. I guess that's what happens when both teams are running the ball as much as they have in the early stages so far.
Exactly, and it gives us an opportunity to talk about the referees again. Outstanding referee crew today. Walter the Sarge Becker, the head referee in tonight's ball game, and Barry Moffat, also part of the crew. Steve Mawiney, Drew Parkinson, and Ken Taylor. So again, veteran crew. Thank you for Mr. Frank Roberto for sending me the list of referees in today's games. And he also sent me the hand signals for the referees. I don't know if we're supposed to memorize these or not, Justin, but we know most of these hand signals again. But sorry if we do not know all of the hand signals, of course, by the referees. But hopefully there's not very many flags, and I don't think we've seen a flag. Oh, and one pass interference today. So let's see how Sarge Becker manages this ball game from the stripe position.
I might have to hang on to that little cheat sheet of hand signals over the offseason. That'll be my homework ahead of next year, Jay. But in the meantime, oh wow. Windsor with a pick in the end zone, brought down, and may have been better off, in fact, leaving that one to fall incomplete perhaps. But either way, it's Alex Benoit Van Ipperen who was able to come back into this game after leaving it not long ago, and he's the one who comes up with that grab as we get another look at it here. That one just pings off the helmet of its intended receiver, Jeff Curtis, before Van Ipperen is able to jump on it.
Wow, and that's another outstanding play by the Windsor Dukes number 88, Laszlo Undin. Laszlo, hey, that's just a fantastic play that you made on that slant route. Cole just looking to hit that quick post to his wide receiver, and Laszlo doing a great job of coverage there and preventing the touchdown. Nice job by the Windsor Dukes to stop that drive by the Vernon Panthers. I mean, the Panthers were driving that ball. They started that drive on their own 10-yard line, Justin. So, again, basically an 89, 88-yard drive by the Vernon Panthers, and big play by the Windsor Dukes to stop that drive by the Panthers. Let's see if the Windsor Dukes can kind of settle down a little bit, or a couple of early game jitters, and let's see if they can maintain a drive as we start this second quarter, Justin.
A great response, though, from the Dukes, who got denied in a 4th and goal situation of their own not that long ago. That is how their drive came to a close. Their only drive of the game so far, in fact. Fumbled snap on 4th down. They weren't able to get the play off that they might have liked, but their defense able to make a stop inside the red zone at the other end, and that is 2 consecutive defensive halts from both defenses in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
As the offenses are rolling right down the field, Jay, but they just are not able to punch it in necessarily, save for the 1 touchdown we've seen belonging to Cole Budgeon of the Panthers. As with that interception tackled in the end zone, it's the Dukes who will begin this drive from their own 20-yard line, and it's a 5-yard pickup on 1st down to get this one started. Samson Sachter, the ball carrier, took a number of Panthers to finally bring them down, but bring them down they did at the 25.
And as Malcolm Allen told me throughout the week, again, running the ball against this very aggressive Vernon Panther defense is going to be crucial, especially on 1st down.
Emmett Ward takes the snap, and he found the pressure coming, was able to get that ball away into the hands of Samson Sachter yet again, but the Panthers see that one coming a little bit. Not a lot of room to run up the gut for Sachter as he's wrapped up. It'll be just a gain of 2.5 this time, and if you can do that one more time on 3rd down, they'll have a fresh set.
Great job by the Vernon Panthers not going to the fake there. Nice little play inside shovel pass by the Windsor Dukes, showing option to the left-hand side, optioning or pitching back on a little shovel back to the inside to the slot back.
As Windsor with a good cheering contingent here at BC Place, you can hear them crying out from the crowd, and they'll have something to cheer about on this one. A great carry for the Dukes in the hands of Brady Smith once again, and that will move the sticks in a big way all the way down to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10.
There you go. Big plays made by outstanding athletes in the big football games and in the championship game. Brady Smith is showing us why he is such a great football player for the Dukes. Great off-tackle play. The Windsor Dukes right side of the offensive line opening up a huge hole for Brady Smith. Big 1st down for the Dukes.
Emmett Ward. One man back beside him. Will take a long snap here. Gathers it in and is looking downfield. He's got pressure. He gets the ball away, but not the kind of arc on that one that he might have liked, as there was a number of defensemen swarming him. That ball was intended for Jack Adams, but hits the turf harmlessly incomplete.
Exactly, and a nice job by the Vernon Panther defense to really, outstanding coverage. Windsor Dukes came out in a trips formation to the wide side of the field, left-hand side of the field. They had their combination routes, but again, nothing open for Emmett Ward, and really was lucky to get that ball away and put it in the dirt there, and again, being up a big 2nd down for the Dukes.
Now Ward under pressure has delivered probably the most impressive play we've seen so far today, Jay. Even if the Dukes have yet to find the scoreboard, it's still 6-0 for Vernon, and this time Ward's pass is complete, as that one will find the hands of Laszlo Unden, number 88. And it will be shy of the 1st down, but not that far, bringing up 3rd down and about 1.5 yards to go.
Wow, and there's Laszlo Unden, again, showing his skill offensively. He made 2 great plays on defense in the last drive by the Panthers, and trips formation, and Laszlo just kind of a little underneath slant route. Nice completion for the Dukes.
First time calling his name on offense so far today. Emmett Ward set to take another snap here. Will hand the ball off into the hands of Brady Smith, and Smith able to break a few tackles. What a stiff arm from Brady Smith, oh my, as he's finally pushed out of bounds at about the 24. But do we have a flag on the play here, Jay? Are you seeing something behind the play?
No, I'm just trying to count the yardage of that running play of 23 yards, it looks like, for Brady, and I was... again, just counting. Yeah, great job. There you go. Great athlete. The play is designed to run over the right tackle, but just the sense and know-how for Brady to break those tackles. And again, that's just all strength of Brady Smith. And wow, that's just a huge pickup for the Windsor Dukes, putting the ball on the Panther 24-yard line.
Massive stiff arm right to the grill of number 2. Seeing Fitzpatrick for the Panthers. As Ward fakes the handoff. Oh, there's a shovel toss that will connect with number 20 in the backfield. That looks like Colton Dixon. And he will move that ball forward a good 4 yards to bring up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Colton Dixon, another very impressive weapon for the Windsor Dukes, comes around on a little motion from his left-hand slot back position, and Emmett Ward just executing the option play so well and doing a great job of getting the ball out to Colton Dixon in the open field. But a real nice job by Dawson Bond, number 11, to come off his block and limit that gain to only 3 yards.
As Windsor pressing, hoping to score their first points of this game. And if they can find the end zone, that blocked point after attempt earlier in the morning will look huge, as right now it's a pass that was intended for Samson Sachter, but that one will be knocked out of the sky and bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the head coach for the Vernon Panthers, Brett Fitzpatrick, told me again all week one of the things is to pressure the quarterback, make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. They know exactly what an outstanding athlete Emmett Ward is, and they want to make sure that, 2 keys to their game is containing the quarterback, containing the tailback, and thus far they've been able to contain the quarterback, but Brady Smith has had a great ball game so far.
And if I'm not mistaken, in fact, I believe that massive scrambling pass downfield that we saw from the Dukes earlier was on 4th down, but right now that'll be a 1st down off quite a carry for Brady Smith, who's been breaking tackles all game long, but we do have some laundry on the field after this one.
Okay, let's see what Walter Becker, usually something like this is a holding call in this area of the field. Walter Becker, Sarge, yeah, the veteran crew. Oh, no, we've got two flags that are going to offset. Yeah.
A face masking call against the Panthers, but it's holding on the offense as well, so those are offsetting penalties.
Well, there's the face mask there from number 5. And again, Brady was able to fight off that and, really gain it, have a big pickup. But again, 2 penalties offsetting each other brings up a big 3rd down for the Dukes, and they're in 2-down territory here, Justin.
They sure are. No sense kicking it away when you're on the 21, and that's exactly where Emmett Ward takes this snap, fakes the pass, but he'd already made the handoff. The defense not biting, as that was Anderson Bicknell, who's already had some big plays offensively in this one for Vernon, coming up big on the defense here.
Yeah, Anderson Bicknell from that outside linebacker spot. And I tell you, when you play against that 3-3 looking defense, 3 down linemen and 3 or 4 linebackers, that outside linebacker position is sometimes a guy that you never know if he's going to drop off. You never know if he's going to rush the passer. On that play, he did a great job of reading the play and snuffing out a gain from Brady Smith. Big 4th down coming up here.
4th and 12 for the Dukes. And it's Vernon who elects to call timeout right now to make sure they get the stop that they need with 6:51 remaining in the opening half. And Jay, it's hard to believe that we've only seen 1 touchdown so far today.
Absolutely. Justin, this has been a really, really outstanding game. Both, you have to commend both coaching staff. Again, Brett Fitzpatrick, the head coach of of the Vernon Panthers, and of course Malcolm Allen and his crew with the Windsor Dukes have just done an outstanding job of game planning and giving the ball. The big thing is, again, you give the football to your playmakers, right? You've got the ball in certainly in Cole Bungen's hands. You got the ball in Anderson Bicknell's hands. Jonah Lee has been able to touch the football, and of course for the Windsor Dukes, Brady Smith carrying most of the load. But that's exactly what you want to do in a championship game, is be able to get the ball to your playmakers, and that's exactly what we've had so far. And yeah, Justin, we've had a great football game, very exciting, and again, commendable to both football programs.
And I'm inclined to say that both defenses have been a bit permissive early in this one, but they're getting the stops when they need them, and that's why this is just a 6-0 score on the board. We'll see if the Panthers defense can be permissive here. No, they are able to make a big stop as Vernon will stop that fourth down from going very far, maybe a 2-yard pickup for the Dukes, and it's Vernon who will take possession on a turnover on downs at their own 33.
Yeah, 4th and 12, and I think what Malcolm Allen was thinking there is that Vernon was in their prevent defense, kind of like a man underneath and 2 free safeties, so they kind of unloaded the box. They didn't have as many players in the tackle area, and Malcolm thought that maybe he was going to be able to run a little zone play to the left-hand side. Nice job by the Panther defense to snuff that play out.
As it's the Panthers now who will start this drive from their own 28, 1st and 10. They'll rush it on the first play of the drive in the hands of number 11, Dawson Bond. I believe that's his first carry of the day.
Yeah, just a little, again, zone play to the right-hand side, and good job by the Dukes of, bringing Brady Smith in there. He's from his linebacker position. He's going to be making a lot of tackles, and he's going to be a tired young man at the end of this football game.
My apologies. That was actually Aiden McDonald on the carry, but the ball came loose in the end, and it was Bond who jumped on it. And they'll go right back to Aiden McDonald once again on 2nd down. He got 4 yards on 1st down, closer to 10 on 2nd. And that will move the chains all the way down to the 44. The Panthers rolling yet again with less than 6 minutes to play in the half.
Yeah, and they're sticking with their game plan, and that's exactly what they have to do here, is stick with their game plan. And boy, you can tell that Aiden sure looks a lot like their outstanding running back Joe Murphy, who was the varsity tailback for the Vernon Panthers, one of the best players in the province.
As they'll hand the ball off yet again, this time running it up the middle in the hands of who else but Aiden McDonald. And this time, I think he might be just shy of 8 yards. We'll see how they spot it. That's going to be 2nd and 3, but an impressive carry nevertheless.
Yeah, great job of the Vernon Panther offensive line at just opening up some big holes over that right-hand side of their offense. And nice job by Emmett Ward to come up and make a big tackle.
Cole Budgen has the lone touchdown in this one, as Vernon would love to add to the scoreboard before the half comes to a close. 5 minutes left to do that. And it's another rush up the middle, this time Jonah Lee, the carrier, and he will move the sticks for another Panthers 1st down, 1st and 10 from the 40.
That's exactly what Malcolm Allen was afraid of. He wanted to make sure that he kept those dangerous weapons from the Panthers under control, but the Panthers, again, are doing just an outstanding job of spreading the ball around, and another successful drive.
Cole Budgen set to take a long snap here. Gathers that one in with ease and will hand it off for another rush right up the gut, but the Dukes see that one coming a mile away, as Aiden McDonald yet again might only pick up about 2 yards on this carry, and that'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Aiden McDonald coming up. Looks like he's just got a little bit of a dinger, a little bit of an injury there, a little bit of a high tackle there. But again, this is a big drive obviously for both teams, and let's see if the Windsor Dukes can kind of stop them here. Again, they're going to come with a 5-man front and put some pressure on the Vernon Panther offense.
McDonald is a warrior. He's going to stay in this game and provide some blocking as Budgen goes to the sky, and he's picked off. That pass hit off the hands of the intended receiver, Anderson Bicknell, and landed right in the body of number 81, Alex Benoit Van Ipperen. And he is able to come up with a big grab for the Windsor Dukes who are set to take possession now from their own 20-yard line.
Oh, great throw by Cole just to put that ball on that post pattern. And, boy, that's one play that Dawson Bond would sure like to have back. He ran just an outstanding post pattern. And, again, the ball was put on the money, but he wasn't quite able to squeeze that football. And big turnover for the Dukes with just under 4 minutes left in the first half.
Getting a second look at it on the replay there, I believe it was Jonah Lee, the receiver for the Panthers, who wasn't able to hang on to that ball. But back to work goes Emmett Ward and the Windsor offense, though they've got a flag on the field right off the jump yet again. And this was an issue back in Windsor's first drive of the game. Penalties walking them all the way back to 2nd and 25, Jay, though a great scrambling play from Emmett Ward was able to erase all those flags.
Yeah, another procedure call for the Dukes, and then you know that Malcolm Allen at halftime is going to tell the boys, you guys, we just got to settle down here. We just got to relax a little bit, play our football game. And, penalties are killing us. When we get into a 1st and 15 situation, it really puts ourselves in a hole.
And that is exactly where they find themselves now. 1st and 15. Ward has motion in the backfield. Will take the snap and hand it off for a run right out the gate in the hands of Brady Smith. And Smith is off to the races. That was nearly 20 yards on that carry. I believe they'll call it 19, but enough to move the chains nevertheless. Impressive stuff. And, of course, who's the one to get the tackle defensively but Aiden McDonald for the Panthers?
Yeah, a really impressive run by, obviously, Brady Smith. But, again, let's give those offensive linemen credit. Zeke Jackson does a great job, that right side of that offensive line. We try to mention those guys if we can, because I tell you, those guys are grinding away, working hard in there. And Windsor Dukes, nice job on the offensive line, opening up a huge hole for Brady.
The unsung heroes each and every night, no question about that, Jay. As back to work goes the Dukes offense. Emmett Ward scrambling, gets the ball away and nearly had a complete pass as well. Was looking for Jack Adams with that one, a diving effort from Adams, but he just wasn't able to hang on to it.
And the Windsor Dukes coming out in their trips formation. And Vernon Panthers, one thing about their defense here that I've noticed is they really have outstanding athletes. They like to play man-to-man, cover one defense, one free safety, but they have some tremendous athletes covering the Windsor Dukes, and there's not a lot of open receivers out there, and I'm really impressed with the fact that Emmett Ward is not throwing the ball into coverage. He's taking his time, and again, the Panthers are doing a good job, and that was one of the keys that Coach Fitzpatrick said is that, get Emmett Ward under control.
As the Dukes get that snap away with only 1 second to go on the shot clock, and Ward is scrambling yet again. Can he get a ball away here? He may end up running this one himself, and indeed he does, able to evade the number of tackles. And wow, that is making something out of nothing if you're Emmett Ward. The fact that this was not an enormously costly sack is impressive enough as is, Jay. But they're going to say he got enough yardage there to move the chains for a first down. Wow.
There you go. There's your athlete right there making big plays. And, boy, the Panthers had him, number 14. Curtis was right on him. And, again, nice job of the Dukes to not have a blindside block coming back. And, again, there's all Emmett Ward, outstanding athlete, as we talked about all day long, and putting his head down and grinding for that first down for the Dukes.
And that was Samson Sachter being very careful to make sure that block in the backfield was legal and would not see a penalty flag on that play. As Emmett Ward will hand the ball off on first down, 1st and 10 from the 45. And then it looks like it will be about a 6-yard gain on that one for the Dukes in the hands of who else? The man we were just talking about, Samson Sachter.
Sachter, again, doing an outstanding job of picking up a big 6-yard first down. The Windsor Dukes really have to start to watch the clock here. And, again, Malcolm Allen here is going to call a timeout for the Dukes and get things settled down. He knows this is such a very important part of this football game. The Windsor Dukes right at center field. And, boy, it's great to see the Windsor Dukes back in the Dome. Many fond memories. I was able to have an outstanding group of coaches, Steve Martin and different coaches that worked with me, Warren Brown, Steve Martin, people like that. We were able to, Dave Pierce, of course, the principal at the time, great support. at that school. Len Slade was also one of our administrators, and they actually coached the grade 8 team with the Windsor Dukes, but made it to the finals a couple of years, and we were able to bring a couple of rings back from the championship days there. Again, as I said, Brady Smith's dad, Jeff Smith, number 7, was our quarterback way back in the 94 championship, won by North Delta, outstanding team for North Delta, but we were able to get that championship in 95, 97, and 98, I believe it was. So great memories from the Windsor Duke days in the Duke Dome.
As Windsor would love to add another title to their record here today, they currently trail the Vernon Panthers 6-0 with 101 seconds remaining in the half as Emmett Ward goes right back to work. Ward with the long bomb, and it's complete. What a pass into the waiting hands of Samson Sachter, and he'll be brought down just shy of the end zone. What an incredible play that was. 46 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Wow.
There you go, Emmett Ward. You showed his athleticism with his legs the last play, and here you go with just a simple fade route, but outstanding play here. I really watched how Sachter ran this route. He kind of delayed a little bit, hesitated, then accelerated towards the ball. Just an outstanding route by Samson, number 7 for the Dukes.
And it is so rare to see that kind of power on a throwing arm in the junior varsity ranks, but Emmett Ward very impressive as the Dukes look to find the house, and they do indeed, in the hands of the man who just made that big play to get them in scoring position, none other than number 7, Samson Sachter.
Why not finish off the drive with the guy that made an outstanding catch on the very last play? And I was a little concerned there with the snap because, again, Emmett has been, in a shotgun formation, but he comes under center and his hands were nice and tight. Quarterbacks push up with that offhand. Nice job of opening that hole, the right side of that offensive line, right behind the big fellas, number 52. Again, we called his name a couple of times on defense.
And it's another blocked kick, Jay. As the Dukes were the ones doing the blocking back in the first quarter with just 71 seconds to go here in the half. The Panthers respond with a block of their own, and this game remains tied 6-6.
Wow, again, we talk about big plays. Malcolm Allen, the head coach of the Windsor Dukes, talked about the fact that special teams are going to play such an important role, and we know that special teams really are 1/3 of the game, offense, defense, special teams, and when you come into these big games like this, you have to make sure that, again, you're sound on special teams, and the snap looked like it was a little bit low, and the Panthers did a good job of penetrating, getting in there, and blocking that kick. So, boy, I tell you, as you said, Justin, we've had just, even though it's 6-6, it's really been an entertaining game, and I'm excited for the second half.
I think when the Dukes blocked their kick earlier in the game, they were able to get a hand on it to stop it from going where the Panthers wanted. This time, however, I think that was big number 76, Tanner Hansen, who just took that ball right off the dome, had it hit him directly in the helmet. But, hey, any which way you can, right? As it's the Windsor Dukes who will go for a bit of a squib kick. The Panthers able to gather it in at about the 25. And that kick return halted at about the 42 in the hands of Jonah Lee for Vernon.
Yeah, nice job again by...
That's the 37-yard line, my apologies.
Yeah, let's see. This is going to be an interesting call right now. Coach Fitzpatrick, let's see if he is aggressive here with the... with their offensive systems here. See if he's, with just over a minute left, let's see if he's going to be conservative or if he's going to try to be aggressive and score. Windsor Dukes are going to receive the second half kickoff, Justin.
So Cole Budgeon would love to add some offense before the half is done, and he'll start this drive off with a completed pass to number 9, Jonah Lee, who was just busy on kick return duty as well. That ball came loose after the tackle. And Lee, despite the fact he was already down, made no mistake to jump on that one as quick as he could.
Yeah, and there's your answer. There's your leader, Cole. He's going to try to run this 2-minute offense for the Vernon Panthers. And he is the quarterback to be able to run this 2-minute offense successfully.
Cole Budgeon taking the snap once again, looking downfield as he's got some pressure coming. Defensively is able to avoid a couple of tackles there and will run it out to the sideline to stop the clock. He's out at the 48 inside Windsor territory. And not only will that stop the clock with 26 seconds to go, it'll move the chains as well. First down, Vernon.
both quarterbacks showing their athleticism, and certainly Cole, has pressure. And boy, we've called out number 52, Zeke Jackson of the Windsor Dukes. We've called Zeke's name a few times in this first half, both offensively and defensively. Did a great job of putting pressure on the quarterback. Cole does a nice job of getting out of bounds and stopping the clock with 26 seconds left.
Budgeon set to take the snap yet again. We'll see how many plays he has left in him before the whistle blows for the end of the opening half. As he looks skyward once more, pass complete to number 11 rather. Dawson Bond able to gather that one in, but he turned perhaps the wrong way, Jay, as you might have been looking for a clock stoppage in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Windsor Dukes playing a little bit off. Their defensive backs are playing about 8 to 10 yards off. Good call, great throw by Cole. And again, thinking the receiver maybe want to step out of bounds there to stop the clock, but does a nice job of catching the ball with his hands, tucking that ball in, 2 hands on the ball. You can see, again, little things like that are just so important in the game of football. 2 hands on the ball, we always call it 2 in traffic or 2 in trouble. So when you're going to be tackled, you football players out there, make sure that you get 2 hands on the ball and are securing that ball. So again, big part of this football game, especially since the Windsor Dukes are going to be receiving the second half kickoff. Dawson
Bond may not have stepped out of bounds there, but the Panthers did have a timeout to burn, and they do just that with 17 seconds to go here in the half. 1st and 10 from the 36. Budgeon will take the snap, pass away once again, complete again, this time into the waiting hands of Anderson Bicknell, who was brought down maybe a meter away from the sideline, but it's a first down, and the Panthers offense will hurry up and try to get this one away again. Clock still ticking.
Yeah, getting the chain set there, Justin. And wow, great job by the Panthers to be ready. Look for Cole maybe to spike this ball.
Budgeon takes the snap with 5 seconds to go and will down it immediately. Correct. To halt the clock with just 4 seconds to go here in the half. They've got time for 1 strike downfield, looking towards the end zone. 2nd and 11 from the 25.
Boy, excitement here. It kind of reminds me way back to a few years ago with Farhan Lalji and the new Westminster Hayak winning that big game. Did you call that game, Justin?
I did not, but I was down on the sidelines watching it. Yeah, it was Jake Elliott up here in the booth with the call. I got to just enjoy it as a fan, and what a game that was.
Wow, talk about clock management. That was very exciting for the Hayaks.
Cole Budgeon set to take this snap, likely his final chance of the half as he will look deep. He feels pressure coming, but he's got time and space. Can he get the ball away? Desperation pass into the end zone, and it is knocked down by the Windsor Dukes defense. I believe the last man to touch that one was Colton Dixon for Windsor, and he will make sure this game heads to the half, all tied up 6-6.
Yeah, great job by Colton Dixon. Again, one of the outstanding defensive backs from the Windsor Dukes. And, Cole just getting that ball up there in the old Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary, and actually, it was actually our Emma Ward. Why not?
Yeah.
When you're 6'3" and a great basketball player as well, why not get your big man in there to knock that ball away? So what an outstanding first half, Justin. Wow, I'm excited about the second half.
That just flew right by, Jay. Exciting football from start to finish. The offenses moving the ball seemingly at will. And folks, don't go anywhere. If you thought the first half was exciting, the second half sure to deliver the goods as well in terms of entertainment value. It's a 6-6 tie on the board after 2 quarters in the first of 5 games on deck here on Championship Saturday under the dome at BC Place Stadium. It is the BC School Sports 2022 Football Championship. The AA Junior Varsity title at stake between the Windsor Dukes and the Vernon Panthers. I'm Justin Morissette. He's Jay Prepchuk, and we'll be back with the second half before you know it.
Don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring Yeah. Why you calling at 11:30 when you only wanna do me dirty? But I hit right back 'cause you got that, yeah. Why you always wanna act like lovers, but you never wanna be each other's? I say don't look back, but I go right back and all of a sudden I'm hypnotized. You're the one that I can't deny. Every time that I say I'm gonna walk away, you turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. Now I don't wanna fight this. You know how to just make me want you. Turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. You got me in a tight grip. You know how to just make me want you, baby. Do you love it when you keep me guessing? When you leave and then you leave me stressing. But I can't stay mad when you walk like that, no. Why you always wanna act like lovers, but you never wanna be each other's? I said don't look back, but I go right back. And all of a sudden I'm hypnotized. You're the one that I can't deny. Every time that I say I'm gonna walk away, you turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. Now I don't wanna fight this. You know how to just make me want you. Turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. You got me in a tight grip. You know how to just make me want you, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on and show me how you do. You want, you want, you want, you want, you want to keep me wanting you. Wanting you, girl. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on and show me how you do. You want, you want, you want, you want, you want to keep me wanting. Turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. Now I don't wanna fight this. You know how to just make me want to. You turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. You got me in a tight grip. You know how to just make me want you, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on and show me how you do. You want, you want, you want, you want, you want to keep me wanting you. Come on and show me how you do. You want, you want, you want, you want, you want to keep me wanting you.
Oh girl, I like you, I do. I wanna be a friend, go shopping in a Benz. I like you, I do. I hit you in a leg, can you fit me in your plans? I like you, I do. We went over to France and we woke up in Japan. I like you, I do. Oh girl, I know you only like it fancy, so I pull up in that Maybach candy. Yeah, your boyfriend will never understand me, 'cause I'm about to pull this girl like a hammy. Let's take a little dip, little lady. Hit PCH from Eddie. Yeah, I've been thinking lately that I need someone to save me. Now that I'm famous, I got all around me, but I need a good girl, I need someone to ground me. So please be true, don't fuck around with me. I need someone to share this heart with me. Feel you out and run it back again. Oh girl, I like you, I do. I wanna be a friend, go shopping in a Benz. I like you, I do. I hit you in a lane, can you fit me in your plans? I like you, I do. We went over to France and we woke up in Japan. I like you, I do. I do.
Let me know when you free, 'cause I've been trying to hit it all week, babe. Why you acting all sweet? I know that you want a little on me. Yeah, get a little OT, but ain't new to a freak. Let me drop bands for that jewel in your teeth. He let the way I drip, turn that pool to the beach. And I coulda caught the Birkin, but I cops the lead. Why we got the same taste for the finer things? Brand new with the same routine. Now we got me on a leash, 'cause we said no strings. You know I'm cool with that. So you ain't get sued for that. Wonder what it might do for for that. I could be a shocker where roof is at. 80 in the bins when that roof go back. They don't wanna see us get too upset. I just got a feeling that we might be friends for a long, long time. You don't mind, and you know I like you for
Girl,
that.
I like you, I do. I wanna be a friend, go shopping in the bins. I like you, I do. I hit you in a leg, can you fit me in your plans? I like you, I do. We went up better friends and we woke up in Japan. I like you, I do. I do. I just want you, I just want you. Your heart's so big, but that is huge. Just want you, oh baby, too. You like me too. Girl, I like you, I do. I wanna be a friend, go shopping in a Benz. I like you, I do. I do.
I don't always wake up in the morning, pour myself strong. But when I get lonely, I do. Your memory gets to burning, lean back on the bourbon. Sure as hell can't keep leaning on you. Looks like I'm learning the hard way again. It's all my fault, yeah, I dropped the ball. You're gone and I'm gone, 3 seats to the wind. Thinking about all I've wasted on you. All of this time and all of this money. All of these sorries I don't owe you, honey. All of these miles on this Chevy and present a few. All them days I spent wasted on you. Wasted on you. Yeah, I swore this won't be different. My heart wouldn't listen to my head and these boots on my feet. Looks like I'm learning the hard way again. That's why I've been wasted on you. All of this time and all of this money. All of these sorries I don't owe you, honey. All of these miles on this Chevy and present a few. All them days I spent wasted on you. Wasted on you. Like this pile of your stuff that's packed up in the back, right down to the flame of this match. Wasted on you. 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 All of this time and all of this money. All of these sorries I don't owe you, honey. All of these miles on this Chevy and present a few. All them days I spent wasted on you. Wasted on you. Wasted on you. Wasted on you.
As we now welcome you back ahead of the second half of football here in the first of 5 games under the dome at BC Place Stadium on Championship Saturday at the BC School Sports 2022 Football Championship. My name is Justin Morissette, joined up in the broadcast booth once again by my longtime broadcast partner at this point, Jay Prepchuk, as we've been doing this for a number of years, Jay.
Absolutely. Enjoying every single moment of every single game, Justin. Let's do it.
Certainly this game, which has been quite a thriller thus far, tied 6-6 in the AA Junior Varsity Championship at the moment between the Windsor Dukes and the Vernon Panthers. And Jay, it was Windsor who came up with a big stop in their own zone defensively at the end of that half to keep this game tied. But tough to tell, really, between these two teams who has the momentum after that half, as both groups likely went back to the room thinking they got some big offensive plays that they wanted to and were able to get themselves out of some scary situations defensively as well.
Oh, absolutely. And it's exactly, as coaches told me all week, they were going to try to get the ball into their playmakers' hands. And you can certainly see that, from the Windsor Dukes offensive side of the football, Emmett Ward from his quarterback position and Brady Smith, showing their stuff, and big plays again by Samson Schachter as well. And on the other side of the ball, of course.
Well, I was just talking about the defensive stop at the end of that half. That was a knock out of the air from the quarterback. In fact, Emmett Ward playing defense to keep that ball from finding a receiver in the end zone.
Yeah, exactly. And there's your, there's your great players, whether it's on offense or whether it's defense. It's, those players are just going to be making plays on both sides of the football.
And it's Windsor who will start the ball on offense, assuming that the Panthers are not able to recover an onside kick here to begin the half. The kind of risky trick play that we often do see in games like this, but I have a feeling they're going to boot this one deep. We don't have long to find out, however, as Kelton McGreevy of the Vernon Panthers is just seconds away from getting the second half started here. 24 minutes in the books, 24 left to play, and he will get a long boot on this one all the way down to the 15, where it is gathered in by the Dukes. Samson Schachter on kick return duties to start this half, and he will be pushed out of bounds at around the 40. I'm not sure if it was a little bit before. I'm going to say 39.
Yeah, a nice return by number 7, Schachter. And again, you can see the effort from these football players today. Just, the little things like Schachter running to his left-hand side, putting the ball on his left-hand side and accelerating up their left-hand sideline, putting the Dukes in pretty good field position. Let's see if they come back right away with their tailback, the outstanding number 24, Brady Smith, who had over 11-yard average this year with the Dukes, and I'm sure in the first half his average was somewhere right around his season average as well, Justin.
Oh, yeah, Brady Smith absolutely fabulous in that opening half, and they will say that Schachter was pushed out of bounds at the 35, which is where the Dukes begin this drive. 1st and 10, Emmett Ward going right back to work offensively, taking a long snap, and will hand it off to who else? The man we were just talking about, Brady Smith. But that will come up way shy of his average, as I believe he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 11 after a loss of 1 on the opening play.
Yeah, Justin, so important in this second half that, the coaches start talking to the players. The coaches have their meeting for 2 or 3 minutes. What do we have to do to improve on? What do we have to do to become a better football team in the second half? And you know that the Vernon Panthers defensive coaches talk to their players about stopping number 24, keeping number 8, the quarterback, in the pocket, but stopping Brady Smith, because he has been very dangerous rushing the football today.
And we see those second half adjustments after intermission right through the regular season all year long, Jay, but they are, of course, pivotal in a championship game such as this. That says how titles are won and lost as the Dukes go right back to work. A pass complete to number 81, Alex Benoit Van Ipperen, and he's able to pick up a good, 5 or 6 yards at least before being shoved out of bounds at around the 42.
Very well executed flanker screen. Emmett getting the ball out there quickly, and Alex doing a nice job of turning the ball up the field. Good downfield blocking by Schachter, and also Brady Smith made a good block on that play as well. And, big gain for the Windsor Dukes, bringing up a 3rd and 3 here on their first drive of the second half.
They had a 2nd and 11 situation a moment ago, so that was an 8-yard pickup for Alex Benoit Van Ipperen. Not too shabby on that grab as Emmett Ward takes a low snap that's recovered by the back in motion. That was Samson Schachter, who was motioned in the backfield before the snap and then was quick to jump on the loose ball.
Yeah, just, again, a low snap from the Windsor Dukes center there, and Schachter does a good job of picking up the ball and limiting the loss on that particular play. But the important thing is that the Windsor Dukes here are put into a punting situation, 4th down situation.
And this is the first punt that we've seen all day today, Jay, which is quite surprising now that we're about 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the third quarter, and another snap that will bounce along the turf before it is booted downfield. And this one will roll towards the sidelines, out of bounds at the 38. So really the first early exit that an offense has seen in this game, as the defenses have made some stops, but typically down in the red zone thus far.
Yeah, exactly. And let's see exactly what the adjustments have been made here. Let's see what Coach Fitzpatrick has said in the in the locker room, and let's see what comes up with what adjustments have the Vernon Panthers made offensively, and vice versa. What has Malcolm Allen talked to his defense about with the Windsor Dukes?
Cole Budgeon has a touchdown to his name already, the QB sneak that got the scoring started in this one. But wow, what a run from the Panthers to begin this drive, as Aiden McDonald, one of the best players for either side in the opening half, goes right back to work where he left off on his first play of the third quarter. A big carry that will take the play all the way down to the 45 inside Windsor territory.
Yeah, nice job by that offensive line of the Vernon Panthers, opening up a huge seam for their outstanding running back, and Aiden McDonald, big pickup on first down for the Panthers.
Anderson Bicknell in motion as Budgeon takes the snap, and he'll look downfield for a pass that is grabbed out of the sky by Jonah Lee for the Vernon Panthers. Impressive snag to bring the play all the way down to the 30-yard line and keep this drive rolling, just 2 plays deep, and they're already at the 30.
Yeah, very well-designed football play. Trips formation to the wide side of the field, clearing out by the wide receiver, and nice job by Jonah Lee finding that soft spot.
He really had to get some air on that one. Nice little jumping grab as the Vernon Panthers will draw the Dukes into an offside play, and that flag will likely see this become 1st and 5.
Yeah, a very experienced crew led by Walter, the Sarge Becker, as our head referee tonight. And you're exactly right, Justin. Offside from the Windsor Dukes, changing up the snap count again, showing the discipline from this Vernon Panther football club.
Sarge carrying the mail for this officials crew. As a snap right back into the hands of Cole Budgeon. He will hand that one off immediately in a 1st and 5 scenario, but the Panthers can't go very far in the hands of Aiden McDonald, who may have picked up 1. They're going to call that 2nd and 4.
Yeah, better job by the Windsor Dukes. You can see the Vernon Panthers pulling their offensive linemen, trying to open up the hole, but again, the Windsor Dukes, linebackers do a nice job of filling that hole and limiting the gain.
4 yards to go, 2nd down for Cole Budgeon, who will toss that ball away into the waiting hands of Aiden McDonald. He's been the guy so often throughout this game, and McDonald finally forced out of bounds just shy of the 10. We do have a flag on the field, however.
Yeah, and again, in a situation like that, Aiden McDonald is injured on the left-hand sideline here.
He's
hopefully
gripping his wrist right now and looks to be in a world of hurt, but if I had to guess, I doubt we've seen the last of him so far this morning.
No, again, let's just hope that this injury is not too severe for the outstanding player, and again, showing his toughness by getting up, and he's not going to be out of this ball game for too long, as you said, Justin. And Windsor Dukes and the Vernon Panthers showing great sportsmanship, of course, and hitting a knee while this outstanding player comes off the field here. And big hello to everybody out in Vernon there in the interior watching this game. I know a lot of you folks didn't get a chance to come and see this football game, but congratulations to all the parents, all the folks back in Vernon that have showed tremendous support, and to have a successful football program, I know it really starts with the parents and the administration. So parents, you should be very proud of your young men here if you didn't make the trip down, and I know that this game, of course, is archived, and these guys are going to be able to watch this game for many years to come. So good job, Vernon Panthers. You should be very proud.
If you are, of course, watching this game live and would like to get in touch with us up here in the booth, you can do so on Twitter. He's at JPrepChuck. I'm at Justin Morris. That's MORIS, 1R, 1S. If you would like to get in touch with us here this morning. But, of course, a big stop for the Dukes defense. After that penalty flag pushed the Panthers back, Windsor makes a big stop, and we're looking at 3rd and 10, which is pretty impressive considering this was 2nd and 4 not that long ago.
Yeah, exactly, Justin. And as Justin just said, if we mispronounce a name, we apologize. I'm glad that Justin, the pro here, is pronouncing the names properly, because sometimes I don't always. If we don't pronounce the names properly, then folks, send us a message. Let us know.
As the Dukes looking to make one more stop here, but there is a flag on the field, and this one's going to go against the Panthers. Walk them back even further. That's a false start on the offense, 5 yards to 3rd and 15.
Kind of like the jitters that the Windsor Dukes had early in the game. Now that's the second procedure call against the Panthers as we open up the second half. But good news for the Panthers, Aiden McDonald is back in this football game.
That didn't take long at all. Maybe one play, Jay. These guys are warriors, of course. Even if they are banged up, they don't want to address those injuries until after the championship game is over. And a little over 18 minutes left to play in this one as the Panthers look downfield, and what a strike. Cole Budgeon connecting with number 9, Jonah Lee. And so much for those penalty flags. A big play to erase that deficit and bring the Panthers all the way down into 1st and goal territory. They will continue this drive with a fresh set of downs from the 5.
Yeah, there's your wheel route, and the inside receiver running just an out-and-up pattern, and the wide receiver running a post pattern. The cornerback for the Windsor Dukes looks like he bit on the post and opened up that wheel route. You knew the wheel route was coming, and again, Jonah Lee did a great job of running that pattern, and Cole putting the ball right on the money, bringing up a big first down and goal from the 4.
Budgeon has his team's only touchdown today, as this time he will put the ball into the hands of Aiden McDonald, and McDonald denied just shy of the house, brought down. I don't even know if he's on the 1st yard line. He might be inches away from the goal, Jay, but nevertheless, the Panthers not quite in the house just yet.
Wow, I really thought that Aiden McDonald was going to be able to punch this ball in as he cut up the field, and boom, what a big tackle, a little bit of a high tackle, but nice tackle by number 7 of the Windsor Dukes. And again, Schechter doing a great job from his linebacker position of coming up and preventing Aiden McDonald from scoring.
2nd down from the 1 yard line as they put the ball right back into the hands of Aiden McDonald, and this time he will punch through. A rushing touchdown for Vernon, their 2nd of the day. The first one belonging to Cole Budgeon. This one, Aiden McDonald's, and it's Vernon who's up 12-6.
Yeah, nice job by that right-hand side of that offensive line of the Vernon Panthers. Number 60, Carpenter, Swanson, Hansen, Marchant. Excellent job of opening up that seam. You don't need a big seam for that outstanding running back to get through, but Aiden McDonald punching it in for a big score for the Panthers on their first drive of the second half.
Both teams' kicking attempts have been denied on the point after, and it looks like as a result of that, Vernon's going to go for 2 points on this one. They'll put the ball right back into the hands of Aiden McDonald once again, and he stopped up about 3 yards shy of the end zone, denied on the conversion, and this remains a 6-point game. Vernon up 12-6 with 5:05 to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, the Windsor Dukes showing very tough defense again. Number 52 doing an outstanding job of shedding his block, and we've talked about Zeke Jackson a lot tonight, and Zeke coming up with another big play, the two-way outstanding player for the Windsor Dukes, also on the offensive line, and boy, I tell you, Zeke does a good job of coming up and making a big play on that 2-point convert attempt from the Panthers. Lots of football left today, Justin. We've got 11:45 today. We've got our New West and Vancouver College JV final, a AAA final, and 2 o'clock is our All-Star game, which is always going to be lots of fun. Get a chance to call that ball game. 4 o'clock, the AA Varsity final, Barsby and Bateman. And, of course, at 7 o'clock, Vancouver College and GW Graham. Great day of football in the Dome, Justin.
Absolutely, as it continues right here. Vernon kicking this ball down to that one actually further than I could even see, as my vantage point was blocked by the monitor we have up here in the booth momentarily. But regardless, the Dukes able to bring that all the way back to just shy of the 40. I think they're going to spot this at the 37, and a nice little return for Windsor.
Yeah, again, you can tell that Malcolm Allen, the head coach of this Windsor Dukes football team is taking a lot of pride in special teams and really well-executed kickoff return team, and Schechter does a good job of, taking the ball up the middle and then busting it out to the left-hand side and putting the Dukes in good field position on their own 37-yard line.
1st and 10 now for Emmett Ward to go right back to work. Motion in the backfield as Ward will call his own number and run this one right up the gut on a QB sneak. Gain of about 6 if I had to guess, and that should bring up 2nd and 4. Nice little start to the drive to get Emmett Ward engaged right out the gate.
Exactly, and I was waiting for them to run the quarterback run plays, like just an inside kind of quarterback dive play. And again, when you've got an athlete like Emmett Ward, why not get him the ball? And he averaged over 7 yards a carry this year from his quarterback position. So look for the Dukes to come back with some more quarterback run, as well as getting the ball to Brady Smith.
And we did see some great athleticism from Emmett Ward to escape some pressure late in that second quarter. So he'll take another snap here and fake the handoff and run the ball himself again. This time only a pickup of about 1 on the carry. As the down stick on the sideline was still showing 1st down, but they will boot that one forward. It is 3rd and 3.
Yeah, a little option play that the Windsor Dukes have run often today. And again, nice job by number 10, the defensive player there for Anderson Becknell. Kind of feathered that, what we call on the option play. Kind of played in between the pitch man and the quarterback, and made a very difficult decision for Emmett Ward. But Emmett made the right decision to carry the ball, to keep the ball and turn it upfield, even though his play was limited. Nice play by Becknell.
And that was number 76, Tanner Hansen, getting the defensive tackle after he blocked a point after kick with his head earlier in this game. As Emmett Ward pressured yet again, he's way, way deep in the backfield. Can he get the ball away? He will! And it is another complete pass. Incredible stuff. As Emmett Ward gets that ball downfield into the waiting hands of number 81, Alex Benoit Van Ipperen, who both offensively and defensively, Jay, has made some huge plays already here today.
Wow, again, we saw a very similar play early in the first. Actually, that's the 3rd time that Em has really scrambled right to left in this football game and just putting a perfect pass on the money, and great job by the receivers to know that during a scramble drill like that, during a scramble from the quarterback, got to get to the sidelines, get to the open spot, and that's exactly what Alex did, number 81. Big pickup for the Dukes, 37 yards.
And so often when you see a quarterback scrambling north-south like that, Jay, it creates these massive yard loss scenarios as guys are way, way back behind the line of scrimmage. But Emmett Ward seems to know that when he goes deep in his own end, that just creates more time and space for him to run, and it's working for him so far in this one. As on 1st down, the Dukes, as we get another look at it, put the ball into the hands of number 7, Samson Sachter, and he'll pick up about 5 yards on the carry to bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, just a big pickup on 1st down. Again, coaches, on 1st down, you really want to try to just get 4 to 5, 6 yards, and it certainly is a bonus when you're able to pick up 5 yards on 1st down.
As the Panthers were able to find the end zone not long ago to make this a 6-point game again, the Dukes desperately hoping they can respond as Emmett Ward pressured again, going downfield. He nearly connected in the end zone with Samson Sachter yet again. This one, I believe, will hit off the hands of its intended target as the pass falls incomplete. But a great attempt nevertheless, and credit to Emmett Ward to make anything happen there at all, as it looked like he was going to be sacked pretty early as we take another look at it right here.
Yeah, again, that 3-3 defense from the Vernon Panthers. It's very difficult to pass block that because you never know out of which of the 3 or 4 linebackers are going to blitz there, and the Panthers are doing a great job. Coach Fitzpatrick, again, in his first year as a head coach, he's an experienced football man, though, and does a good job of bringing pressure on Emmett Ward.
And Jonah Lee with some active hands defensively to make sure that ball was not gathered in the end zone, as Emmett Ward calls his own number yet again, but trips over a leg not far past the line. I think he does get just far enough to move the chains here. We'll see. They might have to bring the sticks out onto the field for a measurement. As they are going to call this 4th and inches right now. I'm surprised they're not
Wow.
measuring, Jay.
Yeah, I would definitely. Malcolm Allen should ask for a measurement here. Malcolm can get this measurement here, and this is such a very important part of this football game.
I think he's got it, honestly. The way that ball
The
is
clock
spotted
running.
on the field
Windsor
right now.
Dukes are going to have to burn a timeout here.
The way that ball is spotted, I do think he's got the first down, and finally they will move the chains. Indeed he does.
And now they give Mouse. Okay, so Malcolm Allen was kind of questioning from the sidelines, and good job by the referees, Walter Becker, to signal a first down, because definitely Emmett Ward did a nice job of picking up that first down, putting the Dukes in, again, excellent field position on the 24-yard line of the Vernon Panthers.
As they will continue this drive with a fresh set of downs. Emmett Ward, 24 yards to go to the end zone as he will pass this one away, and it's punched out of the air with a big defensive effort from Anderson Bicknell. A fine receiver in his own right, probably able to read where the ball is going when you're used to catching it yourself as well.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little slant route there, and nice job by the big defensive tackle, number 76, Tanner Hansen, getting his mid up on that ball. That wide receiver for the Windsor Dukes out of their trips formation running a slant route was wide open, and a good job there by Tanner Hansen to see that Emmett Ward was going to be throwing that football, and did a nice job of knocking it down.
Tough incompletion, of course, for the Dukes, nevertheless, but you do yourself the solid of stopping the clock as time is not on Windsor's side. 56 seconds remaining here in the third quarter as well. This game just flying by, Jay. Emmett Ward looking deep to the end zone yet again, and it's another complete pass to a guy who's come up with big grabs offensively and defensively all game long. Once again, Alex Benoit Van Imperen with a touchdown for the Dukes, and we got a tie game once more.
Wow, that's the second big play that Alex has made in this drive after the 38-yard reception that he had. Emmett just pumped left to the left-hand side and putting the ball just in perfect position, and just a little bit of a push there from 81 with the left hand. Alex did a nice job. Wow, that ball was just put perfectly on the money, and big touchdown for the Windsor Dukes. Wow, let's see what happens on this extra point, Justin. 12-12.
Dukes going for a kick. Can they take the lead with the first successful point after kick of the day? They do just that. That one right through the uprights, and it's Windsor with a 1-point lead, 13-12 with 47 seconds to go here in quarter number 3.
Wow, thanks for the reminder. 47 seconds left. I'm just having a ball up here. I'm like, let's just keep this game going here. It's such an entertaining football game for only our first game, of course, of
5 today.
Yeah, and Emmett Ward comes off the field, gets a big hug from longtime teacher sponsor Steve Martin, who's longtime coach again with the Windsor Dukes, and proud of his football team.
And I do want to remind you, of course, Jay, that Alex Benoit Van Imperen, if we go all the way back to, I believe, the first or second quarter, he made a big defensive tackle to prevent the Panthers from finding the end zone, a tackle that I believe was on maybe the 3-yard line deep in his own zone. He had to come out of the game after that one. He looked like he'd suffered some kind of shoulder injury at that point, but able to battle through it, not just battle through, but make some big plays on both sides of the ball since coming back into the game following that one.
Absolutely. He's made a lot of big plays, and again, it's great to see, the star players, of course, of the Windsor Dukes. And interesting on that particular drive, I don't think Brady Smith touched the football once on that particular play, but an 8-yard drive by the Windsor Dukes. A couple of obviously long pass receptions from number 81, Alex, and outstanding drive by the Dukes.
Squib kick that's gathered in at about the 24 by the Panthers in the hands of number 9, Jonah Lee. And what a tackle from Samson Sachter to stop that return from going very far.
There you go, Sachter, just another big play. Boy, again, he's made plays offensively and defensively for the Windsor Dukes.
And if you look at the way he made that dive play, Jay, there, I believe he was looking for the strip in addition to the tackle. Was able to get one of two, but a valiant effort nevertheless. As the Panthers begin this drive from their own 32. And will pick up about 8 yards on their first play in the hands of who else? Aiden McDonald, who's been just a one-man wrecking crew for this Panthers offense all morning long.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we talked about it earlier. It reminds me a lot of Joe Murphy, the outstanding running back from the varsity team, who's going to go on and have a great career somewhere in the university world.
We got a great look at
football.
Joe Murphy last week in this building.
Yeah, exactly. And Aiden sure runs a lot like him. I believe he's the same number as well.
I think you're right about that, in fact. As Cole Budgeon will hand the ball off yet again into the waiting hands of Aiden McDonald again. And McDonald only needed 2 yards for a fresh set of downs. I believe he picked up 6 on that carry. And that will move the chains for first down, 1st and 10 from the 46.
Yeah, and Coach Fitzpatrick, again, just, sticking with his game plan. You're going to get the ball to number 20. You're going to have Cole command that offense, and that's exactly what's happening out here for the Vernon Panthers. And, boy, Justin, I tell you what, 13-12 for the Dukes. I'm excited for this fourth quarter.
This has been a very thrilling game so far. And you made a good point after that last touchdown for the Windsor Dukes, Jay. We did see Brady Smith carry the ball on Windsor's first drive of that third quarter, but didn't go very far considering the success he'd had back in the opening half. Perhaps Vernon making that adjustment to know that the favorite ball carrier for Windsor was going to be actively involved in the offense early in this half. Now, I'd be shocked if they didn't go back to him before the day is done here, but every running play really that we saw on that last scoring drive for the Dukes went through the hands of the quarterback himself, Emmett Ward.
Yeah, absolutely. And, hey, it's a team game, right? It's great to see all of the different players contributing to this, to both teams.
As Cole Budgeon takes a long snap and will hand the ball off into the hands of Jonah Lee. Lee will cut up the middle for a gain of about 4, and that will take him to the midfield line, maybe a little bit past it. Just inside Windsor territory. 2nd down, 6 yards to go.
Yeah, nice job by, again, Brady Smith to come up and make a big tackle on that particular play. And also number 8, Emmett Ward, making tackles, making plays on both sides of the football today.
Which is great to see from a position that you tend to think shies away from the physicality on offense. They're always looking to dodge those tackles. But Emmett very involved defensively, and a big stop as well for the Dukes defense here as that ball handed off to Aiden McDonald. We talked about the fact that Vernon was keying in on Brady Smith. Windsor responding with a huge stop on McDonald right there.
Yeah, at number 68, Alan McKibben, for the Windsor Dukes. And Malcolm Allen had told me about Allen all week and said that he's just an outstanding defensive tackle and has made plays all year for the Windsor Dukes. Good job by Allen.
Let's bring up 3rd and 9 after a loss of yards on that last carry for Vernon. As Cole Budgeon looking to the sky, but the ball was ripped out of his hands and recovered.
Brady Smith.
By Brady Smith, who was denied offensively but just made a huge play on defense. Now, is that a dead ball, or has Windsor just taken possession? They are going to say that when it was stripped out of his hands, it did fall backwards.
Let's see the Brady Tuck rule here. This is going to be interesting to see because I thought there was a sack. I thought it was a fumble, but let's just see the replay here. Was his arm in motion here? Oh, boy, that's a close call.
That is so tough to call.
And, of course, they don't have the
because that arm was about to start its forward motion.
Good call. I think it was a good call by Walter Becker.
And one last shot here for Cole Budgeon on the drive. 4th down, intercepted this time as Jack Adams comes up with the ball for Windsor. And what a series of events for the Dukes defense. They take the lead with a touchdown and then deny the Panthers from going very far on the ensuing drive. Windsor will take over from inside Vernon territory. This looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 46. Incredible.
Wow. Yeah, just incredible coverage again. Great job. And just another player rising up for the Windsor Duke. Jack Adams, just outstanding coverage and wrestled the ball away from that Panther offensive player and just does a great job. Just, again, an example of another player, Jack Adams, coming up with a huge play.
Emmett Ward going right back to work. We'll take a long snap and look downfield. Has a lot of time here, but will overthrow that ball. Intended for Colton Dixon. Sometimes you have too much time, Jay, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. And, boy, you have to wonder a little bit about fatigue setting in. These players have just worked so hard, obviously, all season and in this football game. And the adrenaline flowing, and let's just see if, so many of these players just have one more quarter in them, 10 more minutes is all the coaches are asking for them. But very, very impressed with the defensive coverage of the Vernon Panthers. Those defensive backs are doing an excellent job of covering the Windsor Dukes receivers. The only time they've really got open are on scrambles from Emmett Ward.
As we'll see if Ward looks skyward yet again here. He will. 2nd and 10, but he's got pressure coming, and he'll get that ball away. Was hoping to connect with Brady Smith, and if he'd been able to grab that ball, he may have been off to the races. Unfortunately, a little bit overthrown in a scrambling situation, and that will bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, nice job of Emmett Ward getting out of that pocket. But again, the Panthers doing a great job of putting pressure on him from that defensive tackle, Tanner Hansen, who's really had a great ball game tonight. Tanner doing a good job of putting the pressure on number 14, and also Jeff Curtis from his linebacker position. And boy, I tell you, this is a very, very important play early in this 4th quarter, Justin.
2 big stops in throwing scenarios on back-to-back plays for the Panthers defense. 3rd and long. You have to think Emmett Ward will be looking skyward again here, but we'll find out after a timeout, as it is the Windsor Dukes who elect to slow things down, and Malcolm Allen, their head coach, coming off the sideline into the huddle to talk his boys through what comes next.
Yeah, exactly. And boy, as we talked about, Justin, I'm so impressed with this football game. I'm so impressed. And there's Malcolm. You can see I've watched Malcolm coach. I've been to some of his practices before. I see the demeanor he has with his coach. He's not a real kind of rah guy. You can see him there just talking to his boys, treating them like mature young men, and you can see that all the boys are listening to coach and certainly have the respect. But Malcolm Allen in his first year as a head coach has really done a great job. And both coaches, again, Brett Fitzpatrick, who's been coaching and played at a very high level, played at Guelph, played at Mount Allison when they had success many years ago, and has also coached in the community. And 11 of the Vernon players are also players that played in the Vernon Community Program, an excellent, well-run Vernon Community football program.
As the depth of your knowledge in amateur football all over this province never ceases to amaze me, Jay Prepchuk.
Thanks, Justin.
Big 3rd down here for the Dukes, as Emmett Ward will pass, and he is connecting with Brady Smith. Smith along the left side of the field, just shy of the hash marks, is brought down at around the 38. That will be shy of a 1st down, but do they elect to go for it here on 4th, because they need about 3 yards for a 1st.
Big decision. I love the call here because, again, Vernon Panthers playing a lot of man-to-man and doing a great job of covering the receivers. And why not hit the back, put him in a one-on-one situation with the linebacker. And as you said, this is a huge call for Malcolm Allen here, the rookie head coach for the Windsor Dukes. They're going for it on 4th down, Justin.
And hey, why not? When you got the lead up by 1, less than 10 minutes left to play, 4 yards to a fresh set of downs. As Emmett Ward over center will take that snap and hand it off once again to Brady Smith. And Smith stopped just shy. What a tackle from the Vernon Panthers to halt this drive, as Vernon will take possession on a turnover on downs at their own 37.
Wow, the Windsor Dukes coming out with a formation that they have run, this is the first time they ran that formation. They've got a tight end on the right-hand side and 2 wide receivers and I-backs, and just trying to run an old-fashioned power play to the right-hand side. But the Vernon Panthers defense does an excellent job of snuffing that. That's just about a yard short.
And the 4th quarter of this one so far, Jay, has been the antithesis of what the 1st quarter was, where the offenses were driving downfield only to be denied in the red zone. Some big stops we've seen defensively already. But some success here for Aiden McDonald on the first play of this Vernon drive. He'll come up just shy of a first down, but 8 yards on that carry as the ball is spotted at the 46.
I like the fact that the Vernon Panthers are not panicking in this situation. They're going to stick with their game plan. They're going to try to get the ball into the hands of Aiden McDonald and let their outstanding running back do the work. Again, outstanding, over 11-yard average this season.
That is very, very impressive. Automatic Aiden, as every time he touched the ball pretty well, he's coming up with a first down over the course of the regular season. And he will do it again right here as they go right back to McDonald on second down. Didn't have far to go, but he does take it where he needs to, right at that center line at midfield. 1st and 10 from the 50.
Yeah, and these boys are hurting, but again, the offensive line just grinding away. Swanson, Carpenter, the big boys up front are doing an outstanding job of opening holes for Aiden McDonald.
They are banged up indeed, but lots of time to recover over the course of the offseason. Just over 8 minutes left to play in this one, and another big running play for the Vernon Panthers this time. Jonah Lee, the ball carrier, sweeping to that left side, and that's a pickup, I believe, of 11 yards on the carry for a fresh set of downs once again.
Balanced attack, get the ball into the playmaker's hands, spread the ball around a little bit, get the ball into Jonah Lee's hands. Outstanding player, great job of picking up the first down for the Panthers.
What is Vernon going to look to do here? They will continue to run the ball yet again, this time right back to Aiden McDonald, as he is brought down after a gain of about 5, it looks like, and it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 34s. What a drive this has been for Vernon, just consistently pumping that ball along the ground. Their running game cannot be denied right now.
Absolutely. Great job by, again, the offensive line opening up those holes for the outstanding tailback, Aiden McDonald.
Cole Budgeon set to take a long snap. We'll hand it off once more to Aiden McDonald, who will cut towards the near sideline before he's hauled down. Not much of a gain on that one, but that's all relative, I suppose, when you're Aiden McDonald and are used to picking up 11 yards per carry. 2 yards, maybe 2.5 on that one. 3rd and 2. And when the run has been so successful, why not just keep pounding the ball along the ground? They will do that once more. Aiden McDonald, the ball carrier yet again, and a pickup of about 4 this time, which will move the chains for a first down, though we do have a flag on the field.
Yeah, an interesting spot for a foul here. It's usually looks like maybe a face mask. Let's see the call here. Yeah. Walter Becker, Sarge Becker, the experienced head referee, showing us the hand signal. We know that hand signal. We know that hand signal is a face mask. It looks unintentional. So, again, not a major foul here. But, again, fresh set of downs for the Vernon Panthers on the Windsor Dukes 22-yard line. Just over 6 minutes left in this ball game, Justin.
And if you're Windsor, you're wondering how much time is going to be left on that clock when you get the ball back, because not only are the Panthers chewing it up along the ground, they're chewing up the clock right now too, Jay, as all these runs keep time ticking, as we have just 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this game. Windsor with a very narrow lead, up 13-12.
Yeah, exactly. And, boy, one thing I've noticed today, Justin, that I'm very impressed with is the sportsmanship of these young men tonight. I see a lot of guys kind of patting the other, helping the guys up and so on, and being genuinely concerned for their opposition. Great sportsmanship from both of these football clubs tonight.
I believe that was Jonah Lee on the carry on first down, who picked up 5, bringing up 2nd and 5 now here for the Panthers, as they'll go right back to that run game, this time in the hands of Aiden McDonald, who's wrapped up and brought down. Big tackle there for who else? Big number 52, Zeke Jackson.
Yeah, boy, Zeke is, again, outstanding football player. He's got a lot of, like you said, a lot of these boys have got a lot of football left in them. And, of course, Sean Smith runs an outstanding football program in Vernon. And Malcolm Allen, who also coaches the varsity team with the Windsor Dukes, is looking forward. Both of those men are looking forward to these young men coming up into the varsity level.
And it can be so easy sometimes, Jay, to look at some of the performances that we see in the lower levels, whether it's Bantams or the junior varsity games, and be inclined to say that these are kids who have a good many cracks in the future at playing in this building yet again. But for some of them, that will not be the case. This might be the last time that they get all the way to a championship game in BC Place Stadium, and that is why we're seeing the kind of spirited play that we've seen so far today. They don't want to look ahead to the future and think that they've got another shot. This could be it, and they want to make sure that they can leave this game with their heads held high, proud of the effort they put on display. I think every single player on the field so far can feel that way, I should say, after this one.
Oh, absolutely. At the end of this game, when these boys are, at home tonight in bed, whatever, they're going to be, they can say to themselves, you know what, I did my very best. I gave it my effort, and whichever way this ball game goes tonight, Justin, these boys, these parents out there should be very, very proud of the effort given tonight.
And this is, you and I mentioned earlier, we've done a lot of these together at this stage, Jay. This is maybe the most kinetic, most energetic, most entertaining junior varsity championship game that I can remember in a long time of calling these games from up in the booth at BC Place. It's been just a whale of a game so far.
Absolutely. It's such an exciting game, and let's just hope that, the games that are coming up after this, you can see Vancouver College, of course, warming up in the great color combinations tonight. We've got the purple and gold traditional from Vancouver College, and we've got the orange and black here from the Hyaks. And again, we're going to let's just hope that we have another great ball game in the AAA varsity final, or
junior varsity
JV final. Thank you.
Yes. The colors looking very much like the Minnesota Vikings set to take on the BC Lions after this one. But you're right, it is the Hyaks going up against Vancouver College in the AAA JV final after this one comes to a close. 4 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter of what has been, as we said, a wildly entertaining AA JV championship game here. Windsor with a 1-point lead, time ticking down, and it's 3rd and long right now for the Panthers offense.
Watch for that wheel route here, the inside receiver running an out and up.
3rd and 17. As out of the pocket rolls Cole Budgeon. He'll look to the sky, and his pass complete to number 9, Jonah Lee, but Lee is downed as he makes the grab, and that will bring up a 4th down here for Vernon, who still have about 7 yards to go for a first.
Excellent play call from the Vernon Panthers, just trying to get half of the yards gained back. Trips formation to the left side, the wide side of the field. Cole rolling out to his left-hand side. Wide receiver doing a streak route. 2 inside receivers running layered out routes. Nice job by Jonah Lee picking up a big gain of 10 yards.
And this just might be the game right here. 4th down for the Vernon Panthers. Can they continue this drive, or will the Windsor Dukes retake possession with less than 4 minutes left to play? Cole Budgeon, he's pressured. He will run it himself. He evades the tackle, and he'll get a fresh set of downs. Finally out just inside the 10. What a play from the pressured quarterback to keep this drive alive.
Wow, I tell you, there he is. What a great athlete, what a great leader, what a great fine man, young man this Cole is. It, I tell you, look at him in the pocket, standing there, not seeing a receiver downfield. Pump fake. Oh, boy, there's one that Jack Adams would certainly like to have back, but Cole just showing his athleticism, keeping that drive alive for the Panthers to start off their own 38-yard line.
Big number 67, Nils Albert, likely thinking that he had a chance to end the drive there as well, as this time the Dukes will make a stop. A big tackle on Aiden McDonald, but we do have a flag on the field.
Yeah, again, Sarge Becker here. Looks like it's probably going to be a holding call against the Panthers. Oh. Face mask against the Dukes. Oh, yeah, good call. Good call. Usually kind of in a holding area there, but we can see a face mask here from the Dukes. Oh, yeah.
There it is right there.
Good call. Well, the player got his hands off the face mask early,
Yeah,
but again,
I don't know about that
Walter,
one,
yeah,
honestly.
Walter Becker right in perfect position there.
I won't question the Sarge. As this one continues now, repeat first down. 1st and 5. The Panthers with another shot at the end zone as Aiden McDonald brought down just shy, but only maybe a yard shy. As we're looking at 2nd and goal here, very, very close to the end zone.
Yeah, again, that offensive line led by Nate Friesen and, Swanson, Carpenter doing a good job in there of opening up some big holes for the Panthers.
As the Panthers looking to retake the lead with less than 3 minutes on the clock. Time continuing to tick down. They'll put the ball in the hands of Jonah Lee, and can he find the end zone? No, what a stop for Samson Sachter. Huge defensive play, as it looked like that one was destined to score, and yet Sachter able to come up with the stop.
Boy, that's a couple of times now that we have figured that the Panthers were going to score earlier in the ball game, and also right here, and Sachter just does an outstanding job of coming up and making a big tackle, and also number 56 for the Dukes in there as well. Ruggles, good job defense.
As this time the Panthers look to punch it home, but are denied on the QB sneak. I believe that one was in the hands of Cole Budgeon, and what another big stop that one was from number 68, Alan McKibben.
McKibben, another big play from his defensive tackle position. Oh, just a great job of submarining underneath, and can't quite tell the player underneath there that kind of the unsung guy that makes a great play. It looks like Zeke Jackson was the player that kind of dove into that A gap and created a bit of a pile, and McKibben was able to kind of clean up on that play.
Happy to give a shout out to those players, because that was my bread and butter back in the day, Jay, as a tackle on both offense and defense. Alan McKibben getting a huge stop to keep that play out of the end zone and bring up an enormous 4th down situation. Incredible that they've able to make those stops that they have 3 in a row here, as the Panthers get one last crack at it, and if Windsor can deny them once more, that could be the ball game right there.
Yeah, Malcolm Allen, you can see in the defensive huddle just explaining one more time, just going over the responsibilities and watching it. Again, Cole's going to go from a shotgun position here, look for Cole to maybe fake and run it himself.
He's got one touchdown to his name, rushing already, does Cole Budgeon, as he's about to take a long snap. Budgeon will hand the ball off, and Jonah Lead, can he make it through? Windsor believes they've made the stop, and that ball does not look as though it has crossed the plane. Indeed, the Dukes have denied the Panthers the touchdown, and Windsor will take possession from their own goal line. They will have to go 100 yards the other way, but they got the stop, Jay, and that is exactly what they were hoping to do.
Wow, and all the boys are looking up at the replay screen, and they're going to be able to see this play for the rest of their lives. Let's just see exactly what happens for the Dukes here. Schechter making great penetration, and there's another Duke that we haven't called out too many times, but Sam Close. Sam, great job of making the initial contact and closing down that play, and you could not be any closer. That could not be any closer.
Half of that ball had crossed the goal line, but not all the way into the end zone. What an incredible stop. And the quarterback in the heart of that play as well, as Emmett Ward on defense, part of the group that made sure that Vernon did not just retake the lead inside the final 2 minutes of this one.
Yeah, I just love the fact that different players are coming up with big plays for both of these football teams. And again, the ultimate team game. Football is the ultimate team game, and you just have to love the fact, Justin, that there's different players making big plays throughout this ball game. It's just so exciting for these young men.
And Windsor will get to start this drive from their own 15 rather than right on the goal line, which, of course, will give Emmett Ward a little bit of breathing room here to begin what may be his final drive of the day, as they will hand the ball off to Brady Smith. Smith looking to that far sideline. coming up with a couple yards on the carry, but we'll see what this penalty flag is for.
Yeah, we have to really keep an eye on this clock, and 1:33 left in this ball game. It looks like it's going to be a call against, probably again in a holding situation here.
And how big are those point after kick blocks right now, Jay?
Yeah, absolutely. One for the Vernon Panthers. I believe they went for 2 on another one, and
they did indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, that one extra point, and again, Malcolm Allen told me during the week that special teams are going to play such a huge role in this football game, and thus far it really is that 1 point has been the difference for the Dukes.
We were talking last week about how it's not often you see a kicking game at the grade 8 level in the Bantams, and often that's the case in junior varsity as well, Jay. So the fact that both of these teams went for it on the point after attempt with kicks is not something you see all the time in the JV game.
Absolutely, but even in the Shrum Bowl last night, there was kicks blocked and so on, field goals, kick blocks, and of course, congratulations to Blake Nill and the UBC Thunderbirds for their big 18-17 last-second victory.
You want to talk huge block kicks? Look no further than this year's Grey Cup, which had a couple of massive field goal stops as well.
Absolutely. I was there at Old Mosaic Field. I still call it Taylor Field, of course, in Regina. But, boy, being at the Grey Cup, of course, in Regina was very, very exciting for myself and the rest of the fans. And I hope that everybody enjoyed
one of the greatest Grey Cups of my lifetime, honestly, just as an impartial observer, of course, with the Lions not in it. That was a wonderful game, and this has been a wonderful championship game here as well at the AA junior varsity level in BC high school sports. Not a lot of time left in this one. Less than 90 seconds, 89 in fact.
Clock stopped on that offensive penalty.
2nd and 11, and a trick play here
Great
from
call.
Emmett Ward, who calls his own number after faking the handoff. He'll pick up what looks like about 16 yards on that carry. Give the Dukes a fresh set of downs, and that could do it for this game as the clock continues to run.
Just an outstanding call from Coach Malcolm Allen, just faking the ball. Everybody in the ballpark, especially the Vernon Panther defense, figured that they were going to give the ball to the outstanding running back and Brady Smith, and Emmett Ward with a great fake and runs up the field and does a nice job of staying in bounds so that the clock is going to run on the ready. And right now the Windsor Dukes, of course, are going to look at the clock, but the Panthers, of course, Coach Fitzpatrick is calling a timeout here and is going to have to utilize all his timeouts and just hope that he can get the football back. He's talking to his players right now and talking to them about stripping the football from the Windsor Dukes, and you know that Malcolm Allen is talking to his football players about making sure they stay in bounds, protect the ball, 2 hands on the ball. Doesn't matter if you get that extra yard right now. The important thing right now is, of course, ball security.
As the Windsor sideline trying to get this crowd further engaged, the Dukes have a great supporters section here today at BC Place Stadium. Of course, if you're watching this one online right now and plan to come down for some of the later games this evening, we tell you all the time, but do bundle up. It is chilly here under the dome in BC Place. Even though the action in this game has been red hot from beginning to end, just 64 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The Dukes have the ball, and it's Windsor up by 1, 13-12. Can they ride this out to a AA junior varsity championship?
Victory formation, there they are, and good to see Vernon, being real good sports in this situation here, and not trying to attack the Windsor Dukes offense. But again, folks back in Vernon, boy, you should be very proud. And again, the community program I know in Vernon has a lot to do with this. A lot of these boys played community football and, of course, high school football. Congratulations to the Vernon Panther football program.
And it is quite a pipeline, as we got to see their varsity team in action here at BC Place last Saturday. And that will do it, as Emmett Ward takes a knee yet again in victory formation, and time will tick down here in the fourth quarter. A huge stop on their own goal line. 1st and goal, in fact, to deny the Panthers a game-winning touchdown in the final 3 minutes. Windsor with an incredible effort on both sides of the ball in this one. And it is Emmett Ward and the Dukes who emerge victorious as your 2022 AA Junior Varsity BC High School football champions.
Wow, and Justin, you could not ask for a better football game, and let's just hope that the next few ball games coming up are going to be as entertaining. But boy, these boys just gave it everything they had. Congratulations to both of these football programs. Just the effort and the energy just today. And again, we talked about sportsmanship, but boy, the great players making big plays, but so many unsung heroes today in this football game.
A lot of them, definitely, as there were big plays up and down the roster for both sides in this one, Jay, but I would be surprised if we do not see number 81, Alex Benoit Van Ipperen, walk away with some hardware when the awards are handed out for this game just moments from now. Both teams taking handshakes at the end of this one. Thrilling from beginning to end. This was a wonderful football game. And as we said a few minutes ago, even in a losing effort, the Vernon Panthers have to be proud of themselves, proud of the game they played today, both offensively and defensively. This is about as close as it comes. Nothing to be ashamed of after this one. A great game from both teams, but unfortunately only one can win, and it's the Windsor Dukes, who are your 2022 AA Junior Varsity champions.
Yeah, there they are. It's great to see the Dukes. Little soft spot in my heart, certainly. The Windsor Dukes, being part of that program for so many years. And congratulations, Malcolm Allen, and all of the coaching staff for the Windsor Dukes. Just to see them be able to, work through and fight through so much adversity and come up with champions. There's the Dukes celebrating in the Duke Dome, and boy, congratulations to both teams. But the Windsor Dukes are champions. Congratulations.
Brady Smith, a huge difference maker for this team all season long. We watched the Panthers kind of key in on him, certainly in the early stages of that third quarter. And that meant that the Dukes had to spread the ball around a little bit more, find some unlikely heroes perhaps to carry them to victory, and they certainly got some of those. Great game for number 2, Jack Adams today. Great game for Samson Sachter on both sides of the ball, really, from beginning to end. He was wonderful. And some linemen as well, making some big plays throughout this one for Windsor. We talked about Zeke Jackson really all game long.
Yeah, number 68, yeah.
Alan McKibben as well. Peyton Ruggles with some big stops on that final drive for the Panthers. Just wonderful efforts up and down the lineup. So many players with a lot to be proud of on both teams, really.
Absolutely, and boy, I would hate to be the person that's going to be picking the outstanding players here. There's some tough decisions that usually MVP, outstanding back, and outstanding lineman as well.
Awards about to be presented as players take a knee along the sideline. The Dukes being saluted by their cheering contingent. Great show of support here at BC Place Stadium for Windsor in this one. A lot of fans from the Panthers as well who did make the trek down with the team. Didn't want to miss this one.
Oh, there's Zeke. Yeah, good call.
I believe that's the outstanding lineman in this game, Jay.
Yep.
And a well-deserved honor for Zeke Jackson, whose name we called many, many times. That man has that young man, I should say, has the size to be a difference maker at the varsity level already. So
20,
a
Aiden McDonald.
bright future ahead of Zeke Jackson, and we're, I would imagine, going to be calling Aiden McDonald's name for a few more years here as well, as he is the outstanding back in this game, well deserved. We don't, of course, have his numbers in front of us here today, but I would imagine some lofty totals along the ground, as he had a good many carries that moved the chains.
Yeah, it was nice to see him come back from injury too. Again, Justin, you know that again he's hurting right now and injured earlier in the ball game, but it was going to be tough to take him out of this ball game.
Brady Smith is the outstanding player in this game for the Windsor Dukes. A great honor for him.
Boy, I talked about it earlier. His dad was the quarterback, number 7. Jeff Smith down there is the trainer for the Windsor Dukes, but his dad was our quarterback in the 1994 championship here in BC Place.
To come up and accept their finalist plaque.
And of course, as Brady Smith walks away with MVP honors, a lot of guys could have taken that prize today here, Jay. I already mentioned him earlier, but Alex Benoit Van Ipperen, a huge difference maker for Windsor on both sides of the ball throughout this one. Samson Sachter as well was just wonderful from beginning to end in this one.
Yeah, and what do we talk about all the time with football? That's why football is such a great game, Justin. It is a team game. Everybody on that Windsor Dukes team, everybody on that Vernon Panther team should be very proud of themselves. And you know what? Maybe you're not the starting guy. Maybe you're just on the kickoff return team. Maybe you're just on the kickoff team, right? But you are part of a football team, and there's nothing like it in the world.
And you may not have even gotten on the field in this game, but you are an important part of the practice roster week in and week out. The amount of work that goes into getting to a game like this. It doesn't begin in September. Sometimes it doesn't even begin in August, Jay. They might begin their training regimen all the way back in February to arrive at this point where they are today. It's a long road to get here, and every single player on the roster contributes.
Yeah, and one thing we talked about was look at the outstanding sportsmanship. The Vernon Panthers, boy, this really gets to me right now. The Vernon Panthers, from taking a knee, stood up and gave the Windsor Dukes an ovation here and all clapped their hands, and they're still clapping their hands for the Windsor Dukes. Vernon Panthers, you are a class act. You are a class organization.
And folks, we don't have long to wait for the next game. This was the first of 5 on the day here for Championship Saturday under the dome at BC Place. And what an opener it was. The Windsor Dukes taking the junior varsity AA title by a final score of 13-12 over the Vernon Panthers. Up ahead, it is the AAA Junior Varsity Championship game, which has one heck of an act to follow after this one. It's the new West Hayeks taking on Vancouver College, and it's coming your way before you know it. So don't go anywhere as we got more football on BC School Sports, the 2022 Football Championships from BC Place Stadium. He's Jay Prepchuk. I'm Justin Morissette, and we'll be back with another game before you know it.